Hello. Welcome to a quick presentation video. Today I'm presenting the Kendji's Flavour mod. This is just a personal mod that I use, that I decided to put together and polish to such a degree that it could be released. So essentially what the mod does is what other mods already do on the workshop. For example, you can see here we have Seha Riverland. Some, settlements have been renamed, especially here in western and southern Anatolia. So Kuvalia used to be in the game, but it used to be at the position of Atria at the moment. But when I looked up Kuvalia on the map, I noticed it was geographically in the wrong place and that it actually should be up here. And if memory serves, Ninoe was actually up here. I could be mistaken, but if memory serves, and when I looked that up, it was down here. So when it comes to Western Anatolia, many of the names were either Greek before the place was Greek in 1205 BC, or they were completely in the wrong place. So a lot of the settlement renames are actually focused in this area. So for example, Sibira here, or Old Sibira, is now Korakassa, while Sibira was actually over here, like historically, but somehow they named this place Sibira or Kibira, I guess, and such things. So I've done some of those, plus I've renamed factions. So for example, these factions used to be named differently, except for maybe Urumu here, and I think Shubru was up here, but when I looked at the map, Shubru actually should be more down here. And then I renamed this faction Nairi. So those were maybe the most atrocious mistakes, but then we have essentially the names here from the Israel mod, if you're familiar with that. I haven't bothered renaming them since then, so I just kept the old names. So I'm sorry everyone, yes, you have Israel here. Hence why it's my personal take on things. But then we have like Assyria renamed. There are, as you can see, a new flag with an emblem with a blood spatter. Aningalbat has a new flag. Ayaasi has a new flag. I think Katti, me, has a new flag. And for those interested, the Hittite flag is actually Suppiluliuma II, meaning our Suppiluliuma, his personal seal, the seal that he would have used when putting his assent to documents and stuff like that. And when it comes to Mesopotamia, most of the settlements are actually in their old places. I don't think I actually, within quotation mark, moved any settlements, but from what I could gather, for example, Dinictum here it should be around the area of Tutub, but it's up here. So there are some glaring such mistakes or design flaws or whatever you like to call it, but overall the biggest change that I did here was just rename many of the settlements to their Akkadian form, meaning they may have had a name that was either too modern or too old or in a different language. So now everything should be, you know, Akkadian for the most part. Then for Egypt, was actually pretty good when it came to the settlement names. I didn't really have to rename much. So we have Shihet here, which is old Kemu, I think. And then we have old Sav, which is now Chao or Tiao, however you pronounce that. But overall, when I looked at the map and compared the results, like Hardai here should maybe be a little bit closer to the Nile, and there are some nitpicky things like that, but overall the Nile River area is okay. The problem with Egypt is that some of these minor settlement out in the deserts are actually made up and didn't exist, so I can't really with this mod delete them, but I don't also know what other names to give them, to be honest. So yeah, I haven't yet looked at every corner of the map. For example, I haven't, except for maybe Crete here, I haven't actually touched a lot on the actual area of Greece. But my assumption is that it's actually going to be pretty accurate if I go to the nitty-gritty, pick up a map and start comparing, you know, a map to what we have here. Considering it comes from Troy, and I don't know, I just have a feeling it might be pretty good already. Then when we have, for example, there was one conundrum that I had, which was we have 3 Pyrgians, or maybe it's pronounced Phrygians, I don't know. Anyhow, 3 such factions, all named something Pyrgia, but when I looked at what to name them, essentially we don't really know what they even were called, because it's heavily influenced by Greek, the even current name, with the oldest maybe accurate name being Ryges. And then when I looked around at, for example, this faction, which now is Mygdon and is playable, let's see, can we interact with them and see if it shows?
History will remember. This is sure to be a waste of time.
It doesn't currently show, but in certain situation the Mygdon faction should actually say Mygdon exiles, or I think it's refugee. I'm not sure, but something like that. And the reason why I did it like that, that you have Mygdon on the surface, but then in certain situations you might have something akin to Mygdon exiles, is because of this. Mygdon used to be in this area where Thrace is now, but because Thrace essentially kicked them out violently, they're now on the move into Anatolia. And I wanted to reflect sort of this process in the names, that you now have a bunch of Phrygians moving towards Hatti. But yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to go through. I think I mentioned that certain factions now, such as Hayasa Assi, now are ruled by a new or renamed king called Hike, for example, and there are other such name drops all over the place. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what this mod is about. Thanks for watching and see you later, alligators.